Around Black Friday of 2021, I purchased this lab-grown diamonds tennis bracelet. All I knew about lab-grown diamonds at the time was that they were supposed to be identical or even better than mine diamonds. If you see my jewelry trends video, I talk about lab-grown diamonds being one of the hottest trends of 2023. When anything is a trend, that means it's readily available by so many different brands. And in November to December of 2021, there were a handful of small, no-name brands that were doing lab-grown diamonds. Now there's a ton of big name brands. Blue Nile is one that comes to mind. I've been doing some research into lab-grown diamonds, and I kind of wanted to use this video as a deep dive to talk about what I've learned, talk about the pros, the cons, and when do I think lab-grown diamonds make sense. Let's get started. So throughout this video, I'm going to use the term natural diamonds and mined diamonds interchangeably. The reason I'm going to use the term natural often is because there are plenty of cases of diamonds that have been just found in the ground that were not mined, that just basically popped out of the Earth's mantle and appeared. I'm going to use those two terms. I'm talking about diamonds that are not grown in a lab. So lab-grown diamonds are said to be better than any other diamond alternative because they're actually diamonds, but what actually is a diamond? You know, a diamond as I know it is a clear gemstone. It is the hardest of all gemstones out there. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, a diamond is a 10. Another thing that I've also heard about diamonds is they're super rare. So I remember as a kid, there was a myth that diamonds were made out of coal, and basically coal got trapped somewhere. It was high heat, high pressure, smushed the coal and made a diamond. What I know now is that carbon gas gets trapped under the Earth's crust, like in the mantle. High heat, high pressure, compress the carbon, and it becomes a diamond over the time span of, let's say, 1 billion years. So that's what I know about diamonds. All the diamond alternatives that I've seen have been very cheap, like cubic zirconium, moissanite. Raise your hand if you remember when moissanite was a thing. I had a coworker slash friend in the early aughts buy his wife a moissanite ring, and he was like, oh, diamonds are dead. Moissanite is a thing. Diamonds are still here, and moissanite you almost never hear of. In my research, I found that lab-grown diamonds have been a thing for a very long time. But because of the hardness of diamonds, people use diamonds for like tools that cut. They're often not using a beautiful, high carat, high quality diamond. They're using something that they've grown in the lab. Of course, they weren't meant to be worn. I think what I read was either 1960 or 1970 when the first lab-grown diamonds became a thing. At least since the pandemic started, I've been hearing about lab-grown diamonds. I'm not really sure what happened during the pandemic for it to become more of a trend. Everybody says that lab-grown diamonds are identical to natural diamonds, and I think the phrase they often leave out is to the naked eye. So usually most people can't tell the difference, but if you take it to a jeweler who's actually going to be looking at it with magnification, they can tell because of the way it's formed. Natural diamonds are formed over a long period of time. Lab-grown diamonds can take weeks to months to grow, so I'm sure that under magnification, it's going to look very, very different than something that took a billion years to grow, right? So in my research, I've discovered that there's two main ways to make lab-grown diamonds. So the first way that lab-grown diamonds are made is a method called chemical vapor deposition, better known as CVD. With CVD, you take a minuscule sliver of a diamond, you put it into a chamber with carbon gas and high temperatures. Over a matter of weeks, the carbon ionizes and particles start to grow, and you actually can grow a diamond in this manner. Now, this is the cheapest way to make lab-grown diamonds. The CVD method is used to make a lot of low-quality diamonds, and then those lab-grown diamonds are then treated to like a post-growth treatment, which is to basically improve their color and clarity. I have a feeling that this bracelet that I bought is using CVD diamonds because the initial quality of the diamonds was actually really pretty. After a year of consistent use, I feel like the color turned more brown and the clarity just got a little bit more cloudy or occluded. Also the price. As I mentioned, I got it during Black Friday. This was under $200. So if I were to buy this diamond tennis bracelet from a larger brand, you more than likely would be paying $5,000 to $10,000. I bought it for $200. So the second way of creating lab-grown diamonds is called HPHT, which is high pressure, high temperature. HPHT diamonds are as-grown diamonds, meaning they closely mimic the way the natural diamonds are formed. Carbon gas is subjected to high pressure, high temperature over weeks, months, whatever time span, and a diamond is formed. They tend to make a higher quality diamond. Also, HPHT diamonds don't undergo the same post-growth treatment that the CVD diamonds do. So those are the two main ways that lab-grown diamonds are made, grown, whatever, for any of the jewelry you're going to be purchasing. Let's talk about the pros and cons of lab-grown diamonds because I think that's really the only way you can figure out if it's a viable option for you. Number one pro of lab-grown diamonds is the price. Diamonds are what I would consider a finite resource. They're considered rare. So really cheap lab-grown diamonds you can get for the price of cubic zirconium. If you're looking for a lab-grown diamond that is of the quality of a mine diamond, you're going to have to pay more money. But in those situations, they're going to be probably about a third of the price. So in my research, I went to BlueNile.com. And so Blue Nile has like this tool that allows you to build like engagement rings using whatever diamond you want. You basically pick a stone, whether it be a natural diamond or a mined diamond, and you can see the price. You can pick color, clarity, all of those things. The price of the lab-grown diamonds is a third to maybe even a fourth of the price of the natural diamond. That's a big difference. You can get a much better lab-grown diamond than you can get a natural diamond. I think when I first was looking into lab-grown diamonds, I didn't see a lot of grading. Lab-grown diamonds are now currently graded by IGI and GIA, which I believe do the same grading certifications for naturally mined diamonds. If you've ever looked into buying a diamond, especially a diamond engagement ring, you've heard of the 4 C's: cut, color, clarity, carat. Those 4 C's translate from natural diamonds all the way to lab-grown diamonds. So it's not like you're gonna have to translate from like meters to feet, things like that. Another pro of lab-grown diamonds is you know where they've come from. I think the biggest question that a lot of people have about natural diamonds is, do they come from a zone where there's a lot of conflict, or people killed, or children exploited or abused in order to get these diamonds? Good thing about lab-grown diamonds is you don't have those questions. It comes from a laboratory. Hopefully you have highly skilled people working in that lab, so you wouldn't have the same questions or concerns that you would with a natural diamond. I think the biggest con of lab-grown diamonds is there's no established secondary market for resale. As it stands, if I were to buy a natural diamond today, like in a princess cut, and in 5 years decide I want an oval cut, I can take that princess cut diamond ring to a jeweler or even a pawn shop and get some money for it. Let's say you bought a lab-grown diamond ring last year, and even if it was IGI certified and you took it to the pawn shop or a jeweler, you might not get any money back for it. This year, you might be able to resell it back to the place you bought it. Fine diamonds are like any other luxury jewelry piece. You should be able to get some of your money back. But right now, we don't know how that's going to play out. As I mentioned before, I had a friend who bought a moissanite diamond probably in, let's say 05. I'm not saying the ring is worthless, because moissanite is a stone and I'm sure it has some value. Diamonds, just like gold, will appreciate, but you never know. Unfortunately, lab-grown diamonds are such a new thing, and the secondary market for it is new. You just don't know how it's going to be. So if you're one of those people who thinks you're going to keep your diamond for the rest of your life, then maybe it's worth the risk. If you're one of those people that if you're buying your diamond in hopes that maybe in 5 years you can upgrade, I don't think a lab-grown diamond is the best bet. I think in a year or two, we'll have a better idea of what the secondary market looks like. But right now, there's not enough volume, not enough people who are interested in reselling them. It's a crapshoot. And that to me is unfortunately a big, big con. Another con is that natural diamonds hold their value better. And that is really just because they have a higher retail value. It's like basically buying an Hermes Birkin or a YSL Kate. There's a big price difference between those two bags. And because of that, you're going to have more value. I've been on a couple of the sites and I've seen reviews and people seem to be very happy. I don't know how people are going to feel in 5 years, because although most people buy diamonds with the intent to keeping them forever, you never know. Also, price is your only concern, then I think lab-grown diamonds are a great option. If you're like myself who buys a diamond but knows in the future you may want to upgrade or change it, buying a lab-grown diamond is going to be risky, because we don't know. Based on the pandemic, a lot could happen in a year. Who knows? In a year, they could be reselling lab-grown diamonds on StockX, but currently there really is no place for you to do that. Like, your local pawn shop is going to not accept it. I've already purchased lab-grown diamonds. It was very, very cheap. I wanted a pair of 1 carat total weight diamond earrings, nice studs in the best color and clarity that I can afford. I was really trying to decide if I wanted them in lab-grown diamonds or natural diamonds. And right now, I'm not comfortable buying them in lab-grown diamonds just because of the resale market. In my mind, I'm like, I'm going to keep these forever. But I also know that if I want to be able to pass these on to my niece, nephew, whoever in the future, I'm not sure what the value in the future is. And right now, that's going to hold me back. Let me know your thoughts about natural diamonds versus lab-grown diamonds. Also, if you're interested in more jewelry topics, I have a video about the latest jewelry trends that I mentioned earlier, and I'm going to link that here. All right. See you next time. Bye.